Hello everyone, welcome back to the Classic Car Modeler. My name is Zach, and today we are back on the bench again. Been a minute, and I'm glad that I was able to take a little hiatus from the YouTube stuff for just a smidge bit, just to focus on some of the cars and such other. I do have to say, for my last video, I really appreciate your guys' comments. I'm beyond appreciative of it. Me being how young I am, I'm still busy with school and whatnot. Just recently found out. Not just recently found out. That's me jumping out my words. Um, Things are moving along, and I decided, you know what? Since I have now the ability to paint downstairs, which I recently just did, now we are kind of in. I'm kind of in a standstill because I have to I have to learn a little more. I relearned how to paint properly, which I've been doing really good in that. And two, um, I am now going to be tasking myself with something a little bit different. Before we get into that, obviously you can see some of the cards in the desk, some of the stuff that's on the desk right now that's being worked on. Obviously, there are some things that I'm currently in the process of doing right now that is inching my way forward. And obviously, you can see the Ford Torino is getting there. It's really starting to get close, so I'm really happy with it. The Jeep is starting to kind of come along. It's gonna be some time before I have really any progress really made on it. Um, and the Buick, well, the Buick is painted finally. So I want to start off with a few things first. So for my last video, I want to catch you guys up on what I've been doing. So first off, after that video I made, I believe it was almost a month ago now. I could be wrong. I was discussing about this car, what was going to be changing on it. I was discussing a Jeep. I was discussing Buick. And since then, I painted Buick. I actually had to repaint it again because I'm finding out I'm very nervous. I was very nervous when I was painting. I was starting to overthink it, and that's classic ADHD right there. Well, I shouldn't say that. I guess I can say that my anxiety was getting the best of me, and I messed up. It was only because I was getting too nervous. I got too nervous over the paint job I did, and what I was forgetting is that um, the way I usually always paint. I keep this in mind. I haven't painted a all car body. I believe in maybe. I think. Oh gosh, yeah, that's how long it's been. The fact that I don't remember, and also, yeah, like I said, for some of you newer people who keep seeing me fidget with my hand, that's just my anxiety. That's how I'm able to kind of release a little of I don't want to say tension, but I can just the way my body is or my brain works. Gosh, I don't even remember when I last painted. It was honestly the last time I actually painted something, sort of, was this thing. I gloss coated it outside, and that was the last time I painted anything. I'm not even joking. That was the last time I painted anything. And so recently, because I'm not able to paint downstairs in the basement, which gives me the full ability to paint really whenever I want to, which is awesome. I was like rusty. I'm like really rusty. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? So after I painted the Buick, I was thinking about like, why am I so damn nervous? And then it hit me. I'm like, now I remember how to build. So I created a diagram on my notebook. Basically said that what you're supposed to do is first a mist type coat, and then wait 15 minutes, and then do a heavier coat, meaning paint the fenders, and then start the very bottom, meaning the rocker panels, and then the full body. When I did that, when I realized like, okay, let's try that out, this is what I got for the Buick, and it actually finally turned out better than I expected. It finally came out beautiful. I was very happy with it, and yes, it's black. I love it. I love the way it turned out. Obviously, it's gonna need some color sanding, which that brings me to my next point. Um, I am. It's been a very very long time since I've color sanded anything. The last time I color sanded something was my Dodge Monaco that I built. I am gonna say that was about 2 years ago. I built that Monaco. 2 years ago, I built that Monaco, and that was the first time I ever color sanded anything. So I thought, okay, before I mess this car up again, let me do something different. So I went ahead and did some donor bodies. I took two bodies. I had these as spares, and I didn't want to buy any more bodies. I already bought two. It was a 1964 Plymouth Belvedere and a 1970 Buick GSX. This is, of course, this was the GSX from the 1989 monogram kit. The only reason, actually, I'm sorry, no, this was the recent release of the GSX. I'm sorry, I kind of got that wrong. The only problem I had was that the A-frame, A-pillar was bent, so I'm like thinking, you know what, I'm just going to use it because it's kind of useless. I can't really do much about it because of the bent A-frame. Even though I could fix it, I chose not to. So I painted it, and this was the first body I painted when I just, I'm like, you know, I need to practice painting before I go diving into the Buick. So this is the first one I painted, and it came out terrible. Paint spots everywhere. You can actually see the issue I had right here. Um, I had a lot of bad spots on it. So this was the first. I'm like, you know what? This is the first car I'm going to be color sanding, and I did, and it came out right here. I'm like, okay. And the first time I color sanded, this is the first time I've color sanded in probably 2 years. It didn't come out the way I was thinking of. So I'm like, okay, that's not really what I wanted, but I'll go with it. And then the air bubbles, I found out that it's hard to do it only because it's paint trapped inside of the coat. So it came out really differently. So in essence, I would have to actually repaint. I would have to strip it and repaint it to get a better look to it. But then again, it is a testing body, so I'm using it for my own educational purposes. On the other hand, we did this car. Now there was some dust on it that I had noticed. Now this one actually came out better because I was more careful with it. I was actually thinking, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to figure out? At first, I had so much dust on the Buick because I forgot the dehumidifier was literally right next to me. It was spewing air up, and so of course, me being the person I am, didn't think about shutting it off and actually cleaning vacuuming the area before I went to paint because, well, dust got everywhere. So, which is actually why right here you can see what I mean. It's just covered in dust. So this is gonna be color sanded to practice. I'm gonna practice on it, but this I color sanded, and this came out better because if you look at this. So if you look, there's this area that right here that's a little smooth. That right there was where there was dust, and it came out much better. So I was a little satisfied with it, but because I want to take precaution, I went ahead and purchased another gloss black tester spray can to do a Monte Carlo body. I bought a spare, just a random Chevy Monte Carlo body off of eBay, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to do this completely on purpose because I know I live in New England, so the dust here can get quite interesting to say the least. The dust factor, I should say. So I'm gonna just take it outside, paint it, and I guarantee you I'm gonna get dust everywhere. So, and if I don't, that'd be a miracle. But still, I'll get dust on it deliberately, and then I'm going to practice color sanding, just being careful color sanding, knowing what I'm doing. And I should have actually just realized I need to go and write down the types of color sanding pads I need to use for the car. I say that because like I said, I had to write this in a notebook before I forget, and I'm glad I wrote this in a notebook because I almost forgot what I needed when I went to go paint. So basically just instructions for me how to do everything. So it makes it easier for me to get a better job out of it, and I did that when I did the Buick, and it actually worked really good. So I'm happy about it. So that is this. So I'm basically going to be practicing color sanding, and on top of that, I'm actually going to be practicing airbrushing. I haven't airbrushed anything since I think, no, you know what? The last time I actually spray painted something, I airbrushed a 1955 Chevy Cameo, which I recently found out I destroyed because you're supposed to prime it, not paint it straight up. So I tried paint, and actually, you guys have seen that in the last video, I think, or one of the videos. It was this 1955 Chevy Cameo, and I painted it this ivory, this I think it was gloss ivory, something like that. It was a nice ivory white color, and I when I airbrushed it, what I didn't realize is that it wasn't gonna come off like the my 1934 Ford did. So I recently went out. I bought from Scale Finishes, primer and actually I don't remember where I put the paints. Uh, I think they're downstairs. Um, I bought primer and paint for the thing, and now I'm at a standstill because I'm like, crap. I should practice more often. I should practice painting. So I just recently bought two new colors. Practice colors. Keep in mind, practice colors. I'm gonna be using them on the I have a 1967 Chevy Impala, and I think. Oh gosh, I actually forgot where the other one is. Um, Give me a smart minute. And the 1964 Pontiac GTO. The GTO, all those bodies are just spares and stuff in bodies I'm not going to use, so I might as well just use them as is so that I can actually use them. And if any of the bodies or parts are actually gonna be usable later on, like if they actually come out decent and I'm actually like satisfied with them, like okay, I might be able to use this. I'll put them in back in the box so that I can use them for the other part because I did the same thing with my GSX. I was testing out spray painting the chassis for the Buick GSX, and it actually came out really good. And I thought, you know what, this is perfect for my future project. So I'll be putting in the box and replacing the chassis that's already in there. Which I already did. So with that, now that that's all settled, so now all I need to do, obviously there's a line of stuff I need to do before I can actually start working on the Buick GNX or Grand National in this case, and go from there. So on to the next one. Let's talk about the Torino. So what have I done to this? Well, not very much. Well, some, but not very much. Obviously, I have decided to put bare metal foil on the windows, the handles, obviously, the turn signals, which I'll be painting. Underneath it, I actually decided to do something different. I looked at the actual like photos of the car, and I saw that there's a light. I tried to replicate the best of my ability. Didn't come out the way I was thinking it would but I used a little bit of Mod Podge and then some, I think it was some silver metallic, and did that. It's alright, but I mean, it's the best I could do with it. And then there's the mirror. All that's left to do right now before I put the interior in is just paint the engine bay right here, this and that's it. Other than that, that's pretty much it for this Torino so far. Not much has really gone on. Obviously, you have the Jeep. The only big thing I did was just put these railings on and also construct a little gas can, which I'm still working on. So it's coming along, but it's kind of one of those projects where it's there if I really want to do something, but at the same time, there's not much I can do. So it's good for me to do on the after time. And of course, the Buick. The only thing real assembly I've done was just start constructing the engine, and that was about it. So the engine is starting to get constructed as well as the interior. I'm gluing in the interior so that I can actually paint it, make it look good. So that's about it. Other than that, there's nothing much more. Like building wise, I still have a lot of work to do with these cars. I figured I'd get this video out because right now I'm kind of like I'm not bored of it, but more of I need to take a step back for a second. And I kind of told myself this, like, hey, you need to take a step back before you burn out again, just in case. I'm not really burnt out because I can really work on this and paint whenever I want. I just want to make sure that I am where I need to be. So I'm going to hopefully eventually I will be eventually finished. This will probably be done by the end of the month. I guarantee you it. And then the Buick, the Buick is gonna be a road. It's gonna be a long road because I still have a lot of learning to do, and we'll get there eventually. And once and I'm not trying to look ahead, but once the Buick is done, I will hopefully be just starting to work on the 34 Ford, just starting because I'll still be working on I'll start working really seriously working on my Ford, which of course I still have this. So I'm kind of keeping it on the side just as a reminder of like when I'm gonna get done soon. So um, honestly, these past few days have been very interesting for me, and can't wait to see what happens in the future. So in any case, happy to yeah. Um, hope you guys enjoyed tuning in, and if you haven't already, subscribe if you're new to this. Comment if if you have any questions, and I hope to see you in the next one, which will be relatively soon. And in any case, everyone, thank you again, and have a good day.